Your brain lies to you. Right now, it is operating on a corrupted feed, actively convincing you that the anxiety or sadness you feel is a direct result of the world around you. We are wired to believe in a simple cause and effect. You get passed over for a promotion, or a friend takes hours to text back, and you feel awful. It feels obvious that the event itself generated the pain. Between an event and feeling an emotion, there is a fraction of a second. Inside this space, an invisible process occurs: interpretation. Here, neutral data passes through corrupted mental filters called cognitive distortions. They twist objective facts into a negative narrative instantly. Your mind treats these distorted interpretations as if they are the outside world itself, creating a feedback loop of anxiety that exists only in that silent fraction of a second. The brain doesn't build these filters out of malice. It builds them out of necessity, relying on outdated survival codes written during your first 10 years of life. If you grew up in a chaotic home, your developing brain carved out rigid mental shortcuts to protect your ego. In adulthood, those once protective pathways lock into a mental prison. We call this first category of glitch the extremists. Extremist filters strip away nuance. They process the world in absolute terms, completely deleting any shades of gray from a situation. Under this filter, making a single typo on a report doesn't mean you made a mistake. It means you are entirely incompetent. You hear it in your internal dialogue when you start using words like always and never to describe minor setbacks. By forcing reality into an all-or-nothing binary, extremist filters delete incremental progress. They trap you in an exhausting cycle of perfectionism and inevitable failure. Our second category of glitch is the fortune tellers. This happens when the brain attempts to predict future catastrophes or read the minds of others, operating without a single piece of empirical evidence. A friend doesn't text back immediately, and you project the relationship's over. A simple miscommunication at work escalates into permanent unemployment. Next, observe the mechanics of the editors. This filter acts as a cognitive bouncer. It grabs and magnifies every negative piece of data while actively deflecting positive information, resulting in a wildly distorted, overwhelmingly negative bar chart. You write off a genuine compliment as someone just being polite, while comparing your own life against the curated, flawless highlight reels on social media. Finally, we have the egotists. These filters rely heavily on personalization and emotional reasoning. This is the logical error of assuming a stranger's bad mood is somehow your fault, or believing that because you feel stupid in a high-pressure moment, you have objective proof that you actually are stupid. Despite different flavors, these filters execute the same destructive function. They take a fleeting, unverified thought and convert it into a permanent, inescapable identity. Neural pathways are not static. They are physically reinforced through repetition. While these cognitive habits are deeply etched, the brain retains the ability to weaken these old connections by consistently introducing new, accurate data. Cognitive behavioral therapy provides a 3-step framework to begin this gradual process of reconfiguration. Step 1 is the notice. You have to catch your brain in the act. Start listening to your internal dialogue for absolute keywords like always, never, or should. When you hear them, explicitly name the distortion out loud. Call it fortune-telling, call it an editor. Step 2 is the interrogation. You put your brain on the stand like a hostile witness and demand strict, objective evidence for the anxiety. What actual proof do I have that this disaster is guaranteed? Step 3 is the exception. You intentionally hunt for data that contradicts your initial negative assumption, forcing positive outcomes into your awareness. This framework demands high-fidelity thinking, adjusting your internal narrative until it aligns with the verifiable facts of your situation. By identifying these distortions, you stop reacting to phantoms. You begin to make decisions based on the actual evidence in front of you, rather than the corrupted survival templates of your